Hi, hope you're all doing good. So right now we are in Nami Island. It's around 60 kilometers from Seoul, capital of South Korea. So this island is located in the center of Han River. So as you can see, we have scenic beauty and we have a river alongside, and we have plenty of trees and plenty of birds, in fact. So the purpose of making this video is to share one of the thoughts regarding decision fatigue. This decision fatigue has something to do with our willpower, and it has something to do with our vulnerability to various temptations. In detail, decision fatigue has been discussed in one of the books which I am following right now. That's regarding rediscovering greatest human strength, willpower by Baumeister. So what is decision fatigue? So how is it going to impact our willpower, or how is it going to make us vulnerable to many temptations in day-to-day life, and how can we overcome that? So that will be the focus of this entire video. So as I said, decision fatigue. So as the name itself indicates, whenever we take decisions, there can be fatigue. It may not be physical, but it can be even psychological. So taking decisions, complex decisions or even simple decisions, can deplete our willpower and can make us more vulnerable to temptations. And this is not me saying, by the way. Several experiments have proved the same. So by taking decisions, it can be selecting between two choices, or it can be taking any decision in your day-to-day life, will have a tendency to deplete your willpower and makes you more vulnerable to temptations, right? And that's the reason why at the end of the day, as we have discussed in one of the previous videos, at the end of the day, we are more prone for binge eating and we are more prone for confessions, late nights. It's because of the same reason which I cited previously. So taking decisions throughout the day, or taking decisions over a period of time, depletes your willpower, right? So let me just give you a few examples or illustrations. Take for example, you've gone for shopping, or take for example late night confessions. When you go out for shopping, you are busy or you are facing certain challenges, like whether to choose the best product in quality terms, or whether to choose a product which is cheaper in economic terms. So we always have this fight between quality versus price. So in that process, we'll be deciding and we'll be choosing many products, and we'll be buying stuff, and we'll be coming home, and then you can observe the fact that we are more weaker psychologically, and that's the same reason why we are more prone for binge eating, especially late nights, or maybe because of this depleted willpower, we are more prone for confessions, especially late nights, right? So this is one example which I would like to cite in the context. So decisions can cause fatigue, can cause depletion in willpower, and as a result of which, so what could be the consequences of this depleted willpower? As I said, I gave you a few illustrations. Along with that, there are few other consequences which we in fact appreciate day-to-day life. So one of the consequences is as our willpower depletes day by day or gradually because of the kind of decisions we make, we tend to find more of shortcuts. We tend to do things in an easier manner, and we tend to do it in a simplified manner rather than going by what's right, or rather than going by what's the norm in the society. So we try to find shortcuts, we try to do things which are easy, and most importantly, we try to postpone things, or we procrastinate. We postpone things. So all these can be cited as consequences of decision fatigue, right? And you know why we are doing this? Why are we trying to take shortcuts, or why are we trying to do things which are easy, or why are we trying to postpone things? As I said, it's because of depleted willpower, and our body is trying to save the last remaining willpower in ourselves, and this process is called as cognitive compromise. So in fact, cognitive compromise is a situation where your body tries to save in your last available willpower so that you can use it at a later time in case of emergencies, right? So this is absolutely natural, and this is absolutely normal, so you need not really worry about this. But let's also find how we can overcome this, and how we can make better decisions in spite of facing this natural consequence of decision fatigue. In fact, decision fatigue, the term, this entire process was discovered in lab by one of the students of Baumeister, the author of the particular book called Willpower, and the name of the student is Jean Twenge. So Jean Twenge, a postdoctoral student in Baumester's lab, while doing several studies on self-control, has come up with this concept of decision fatigue. She has done numerous experiments, as I mentioned few. She has done them in lab, replicated, and even done some in vivo studies, and have proved that there is an entity called decision fatigue which really impacts our lives. Does it mean all decisions would lead to fatigue and all decisions would lead to cognitive compromise, vulnerability to temptations, and decline in willpower? Maybe it's not true in all cases. If I say 3 into 5, I mean, you need not really think much and the answer will be coming spontaneously. At the same time, if I say 50 into 46, you need to literally put that sum on paper and then you have to calculate. So there are certain decisions which doesn't really consume your willpower, but there are certain decisions or actions which literally consume our willpower. At the same time, psychology proves that when you enjoy what you're doing, your willpower is never declined, right? So that's nothing but cognitive ease. So when you're enjoying what you're doing, when you find something which is simple, and most importantly, you love what you're doing, you have something called as cognitive ease, which never consumes your willpower, and you'll just be good in spite of doing that particular activity.